Well, hi. Today is Friday, November 7th, 2025. I'm Todd Studer, and this is Morning Coffee. Had a great time at Rev Pitch last night, and we'll be bringing you some highlights of that coming up on Monday's show. But in the meantime, we wanted to take an opportunity today to tell you about something that the county is doing to try to help out for those that those SNAP benefits that have been, some of them have been suspended. To be honest with you, I don't even understand everything that's going on. I just know that the government shutdown has started to affect people's ability to get help with food, and the county's doing something about it. They have put in drop locations for you to be able to take food donations, and then they will get them to nonprofits who are experts at getting food into the right hands. And to learn more about it, we are bringing in Kate Gerber, Public Relations Manager for Pottawattamie County, and she's going to fill us in on everything that's going on with that, where those locations are, and how you can help. So Kate Gerber, our guest today on Morning Coffee. S&B Country Kennel, they're the top spot in Southwest Iowa. When you need to know your dog will receive only the best, whether it's boarding, daycare, grooming, self-washing, training, and even a membership available to a dog park that's over an acre in size. S&B Country Kennel also has rescue dogs, so check with them about adoption possibilities. S&B Country Kennel, located just west of I-29 on Bungie Avenue, south of Council Bluffs. Their website, sbcountrykennel.com. That's country spelled with a K. Navigating the healthcare system, it's challenging, it's frustrating, and it's time-consuming for you and your family. That's where My Nurse Healthcare in Council Bluffs steps in. Nurse advocates, providing one-on-one guidance and support every step of the way. With a dedicated nurse by your side, you'll get the right care from the right provider at the right time. Visit mynursehealthcare.com and let them take the stress out of healthcare. Food drop-off sites are all around the community, and no one knows more about it than Kate Gerber. She's with the Public Relations Manager for Pottawattamie County. And Kate, thank you so much for coming back on the show, and also thank you for the hard work that everybody's doing to collect food to get it to those who need it right now.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me back. And it's such a collaborative community effort, and I'm excited to just be the one who gets to help shout it out, get more awareness on it, and make sure that everybody knows where they can drop off their food donations.
Well, let's start with where you identified that there was a definite need right now that was above and beyond what it typically is. Is that, I'm assuming that has something to do with the government shutdown? Is that what's going on?
It does, certainly. We see some of the individuals who would normally be receiving their SNAP benefits at the start of the month, and then they do not receive those. Obviously, we know there's a need in the area, both in the local Council Bluffs community and then beyond in the broader Pottawattamie County region as well. We know that we have a decent amount of percentage of our residents who are reliant on those benefits, and when those are not happening, we want to make sure that we're doing our part to bring people together for those who can help so that they know how.
So let's start with the types of food that you are collecting. Obviously, refrigerated items, probably not so much, right?
Unfortunately, not for this instance. Certainly, there are ways to donate those kinds of items, but that would be more so going directly to your local food pantries, which we do have a list of all of the local food pantries up on the county website. You can get to that through our public health department page. But for this food drive, we're really looking at those non-perishable items. We do have a pretty specific list of the most in-demand things. One of those might not be something that everybody thinks about necessarily, but canned meat. So canned tuna, canned chicken. That's obviously a great opportunity for individuals to be able to get a good source of protein. Canned spaghetti sauce, pasta, soups, all of those types of items. Mac and cheese. Hygiene items is also on there. So obviously not a food item, but if you have any unopened bottles of hygiene like shampoo, any of those kinds of things, or if you can stop and grab a few extra when you're at the store, those are certainly greatly appreciated. Refried beans or other kinds of baked beans, those types of items as well. And then one just additional note, if you are, when buying canned goods, if you have the option between buying one that has the pop tab on it versus the kind that requires a can opener, generally it's just easier for individuals if you can lean towards that pop tab just to, in case they don't have a can opener.
That makes sense. I have I've struggled myself with the can opener goes down and the gears are stripped and I can't get it open, and those pop tops make it a whole lot easier. Where are the drop off locations? Because you have many around town, right?
We do. We're really trying to make this as convenient convenient for individuals as possible. And we just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has already donated. The update that we got just this morning was that we are already at 1,400 pounds of food that has been collected. And this just started in the community on Thursday, this past Thursday. So that's been a really just tremendous outpouring of support. And we're looking forward to continuing to being able to do that. So as far as the locations go, we have several with the county, with the city, and then as well as the Council Bluffs Chamber of Commerce. So for the county, we have the Pottawattamie County Courthouse. So it's just right in the front door. You don't even have to go in through the security entrance. We tried to make that as convenient as possible, not have everybody walking through the metal detectors with all of their canned goods. That felt like a bad idea. So
It
trying to
might take a
simplify
while. Yeah.
that. Yeah. And then we're also at our Veterans Service Office, our Health Services Building, our Roads Operations Center. So that one's out a little bit farther in Council Bluffs, closer to the airport and the Iowa Western campus. And then our Jail and Sheriff's Office out on Big Lake Road, as well as our Recycling Center actually out in Oakland. So those are all the county locations. The Chamber of Commerce office on Broadway, they are accepting donations. And then for the City Hall, fire stations 4 and 5, and then the police headquarters as well. So really trying to make it as convenient as possible. Hopefully there's a donation drop-off location near you, wherever you happen to be. There are clearly identified donation boxes in all of those locations, and everyone will be able to help you if you get to any of those buildings.
What is the next step after that? I mean, food's donated. So how is it getting where it needs to go?
Yeah, so the groups involved from the City of Council Bluffs, from the Chamber, and then from the county, we're all coordinating with the respective nonprofits to make sure that it's getting picked up and distributed. I know they just did. That's how we have that number in terms of the number of pounds. There was just a big pickup from the fire stations, especially within the last day. And so we're coordinating with each other to make sure that if we're getting to kind of a critical mass where we've got enough to really go do a drop off or a pickup, that we're working with the various nonprofits to make sure that we're getting it to them as quickly as possible. The last thing we want to do is just amass a ton of food and not getting it out into the community. The whole point of getting this going was to really acknowledge and serve a need that had happened and get to it as quickly as we could.
It's reminding me of a time that this goes back a long time ago. I'm an old guy. So this is in 1991. I was volunteering down in Miami after Hurricane Andrew had just completely cleaned out the community of Homestead, which is one of the suburbs of Miami. And everyone all over the country donating all kinds of things. One of the things they were donating was food. And it didn't have a distribution plan in place. So we ended up storing it inside of a 2-car garage and then just walking neighborhoods. Because we didn't know what else to do with it from there. The fact that you are thinking about that, speaks volumes. That say, look, it's wonderful if we can get the food collected, but it doesn't matter if it's not getting to who it needs to get to. And you taking care of that and making sure that takes place.
Yeah, and that I think really just goes back to, one of my initial comments that it's really this team effort across so many different entities and organizations. And that's what's making this successful and getting this food out as quickly as we can. Because when one person has an idea and it's like, okay, I think this is a problem, I know it's a problem and I want to fix it, it's so much harder versus trying to get so many different individuals involved and being able to solve it faster. I think that's how we were able to get so many different drop-off locations. I mean, even just within the county, it was wonderful for me to approach some of our different department heads and asking, can we use your building as a drop-off location? And everyone was like, yes. Why are you even asking? Of course, obviously the answer is a definite yes. And that's so just reaffirming and why I know I get to work with some fantastic individuals who care so deeply about the community that they serve.
I think also this is an opportunity for some other organizations that are out there that I know that, I belong to the Masons, and we now have we have challenged each other that every time that we come to lodge, we're bringing food to put into that box so that we can get it and donate it after that. And I think that other organizations, this is a great chance for them to be able to do this same type of thing, because that those food benefits that are currently I don't know the whole story, whether they're suspended or whether it's just on hold or whether it's something in stop. I don't know. But what I do know is that as a community, we can pull together and just bypass that. Why not? Yeah. Let's just get it done and handle this ourselves. And I think that this is the type of thing that really makes me feel good about where I live.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. We were so grateful to be contacted about this and to want to be included, to be able to reach a broader audience. And I do think you're right. It really does help kind of put that challenge out to other organizations, but then it also helps put a little bit more awareness on some of those resources that have always been available that maybe people just didn't know about. For example, our Veteran Service Office, they actually have a food pantry in their facility year round. That's something that is there for our veterans at any time. Obviously, right now, it's certainly getting a lot of use with this kind of elevated need, but that is a benefit that is out there and available to them, along with, a lot of our community food pantries. We're fortunate enough that most of the towns within Pottawattamie County do have their own local food pantry, and it's so nice to be able to have those resources closer to all of our residents versus having to come all the way to Council Bluffs, because then that creates additional barriers to getting access to what they need. So we're really trying to help shine a light on all of those things that have been here before and that will continue to be here. Obviously, we're doing this food drive for the foreseeable future. We don't have an end date in mind. There is not a harsh stopping point. We want to help serve this need for as long as it's there. And then once that hopefully passes, or we get past this point, then just reminding people that there are these other resources that will continue to be here in the future.
I think also this is a great example. Oftentimes, we can donate money to a cause and wonder, okay, where is the money actually going? You know where the money's going here. You know exactly what's happening because it's already in the form of food that is going to get to those people that need it the most. And also, great point, Kate, that you brought up, that there's so many things that are available to people that they're probably not aware of. So what a wonderful opportunity to help spread the word about that too, that this is just one particular thing, but maybe in the future, the focus can be on something else. We've talked with people at the health department and different places that you have options. And there's ways of getting a little bit of assistance here when you need it. And I'm thrilled that you guys are doing this. It's just once you reached out to me and you said, hey, what about this? I said, yes, let's talk about that. That's perfect.
You did. And not that you ever really hesitate when I reach out to you, but this one was, I think, one of your record fastest responses. And, mentioning that the public health department, that's a great reminder that for individuals, and I've been, seeing a lot of people talking about this, which is so important, but if you were on SNAP benefits or eligible for SNAP benefits and you're not currently receiving those, but you might potentially be eligible for WIC, which is Women, Infants, and Children, to please look into that, because that program is still funded as of right now. And so that's something that we want to make sure that people know, if they're eligible for it and they're not actively using those benefits, that they look into that resource. Because I believe the most recent update that Matt Wyant gave in the recent Board of Supervisors meeting was that in Pottawattamie County, roughly 40% of those who are eligible for the WIC benefits are currently taking advantage of those. It is a little bit more limited in terms of what is eligible for that, and it's not distributed in the same way that SNAP benefits are. But it can really help with things like baby formula and some of those other just essential items. So just a massive plug for the WIC program, which is located, their office within the health services building. So that is one of the food drop-off locations, and then also where individuals can find out more about the WIC program too.
I know they do a lot of things besides just distributing food that are available at WIC. Oftentimes, there will be a dietitian on staff that you can talk to be able to learn about, all right, is my baby getting exactly what he or she needs? And a ton of resources, and 40%. That seems like a low number.
Yeah. Average is, unfortunately, to me, it feels low. For a program like, we would love to see it at 100%, because if you're eligible for that, we would love to have you using that. And you're right, there's so much more than just the formula or some of those nutritional things. There's so much education that goes into it, and really trying to set people up for success. And so certainly we would love to see those numbers increase. And it's one of the benefits of having that department located in the health services building, because that building is really meant to serve a broader community, to serve our broader community. And we want to make sure that people know where they are and that they're right here, located in Council Bluffs. You can find out more on their website, but then also obviously you can go in, and they have staff there Monday through Friday and would love to help.
At some point, I need to get into that building. It's brand new and it looks very nice. And I haven't seen the inside of it yet, but I do know that after talking with some folks that are in there, that it's been a game changer for them. They just have so many more opportunities to help people because they have the space now that they didn't have before.
They have the space. It's a wonderful, inviting space for families. You think about some of the individuals who are going to need some of these programs to be able to come into this warm, clean, bright facility. They also have a state-of-the-art training room in there as well, which we have made available to health-minded community organizations if they need a meeting space for their groups. We've opened that up to several groups who have already used that for one-off trainings or for opportunities to get their groups together for committee meetings or things like that. And that's just another way that we're trying to use that building to help serve the community and for the community to be able to use those facilities as well.
Okay, one more time, let's talk about the drop-off sites for the food. That was the original reason we're talking here, so I want to make sure that we get that out there. So let's just the different locations that you have that people can drop off food right now. Where can they go?
Yep. So we'll start at the beginning and I will do the full address as well, just to make sure that we're getting all the details in here. So we've got Council Bluffs City Hall, 209 Pearl Street, Fire Station 5, 3405 South 11th Street, Fire Station 4, 2111 Greenview Road, the police headquarters for Council Bluffs, 1 Ezra Jackson Way, Chamber of Commerce for Council Bluffs, 149 West Broadway, Pottawattamie County Courthouse, 227 South 6th Street, Pottawattamie County Veterans Services Office, 623 6th Avenue, our Health Services Building, 515 5th Ave, Roads Operations Center, 17501 Eastern Hills Drive, our Jail and Sheriff's Office, 1400 Big Lake Road, and our County Recycling Center. Now, this is the only one that is outside of Council Bluffs from this list, 41911 Industrial Drive, and that is in Oakland.
There you go. So let's start. Just throw a couple of extra things in when you go grocery shopping and just set them aside to be able to go. I know that it's not, it's a simple thing to do and it can make such a huge difference. And as we put all of that together, that is where it really makes a difference. We're all combining efforts and combining resources to be able to help folks. So thank you so much, Kate, for your time. Thank you for the work that you're doing. And I'm looking forward to the next great thing that you have to talk about when we get you back on the show.
Can't wait.
I think this is a time for all of us to pull together. We can help out a little bit and help some folks maybe that they would have gone hungry otherwise. So like I said, pick up a couple of extra cans or something, a couple of boxes of macaroni and cheese, a couple of cans of tuna or that canned chicken or any of that kind of stuff, and drop it off at one of the drop locations. We're going to have all of those places listed here in the description. You know, technology should be working for you, not against you. And at ThinkSpace IT, they provide expert IT solutions to keep your business running smoothly and securely. From cybersecurity and cloud services to network management and tech support, they simplify IT so you can focus on what matters most. Stay protected, stay connected, stay ahead. Visit ThinkSpaceIT.com. And if you're feeling stuck in uncertainty, conflict, or miscommunication, there's a book you need to read. It's called Spiral of Accountability. And one of our community leaders right here, Carol Horner, is the author. She is your guide to breaking free from the fog that clouds decision-making and relationships. Learn how to recognize negative cycles, shift your mindset, and build a culture of clarity and collaboration at work, at home, and in life. You can get a copy of the book on her website, spiralofaccountability.com. You can also find it on Amazon. So when you're ready to spiral up, start your journey to a healthier, more productive team. Thank you again, Kate Gerber, for joining us on today's show. We've made it to the weekend. And also, Iowa hosting Oregon tomorrow, 2:30 kickoff. Can't watch it here. I don't have the rights, but I'm going to be watching the game. My name's Todd Studer. Have a great weekend.